Hello PPs, aka plant peoples. I'm back with a video for December favorites and growth updates on some of my plants that I've been enjoying. I had a really good year this year. I don't think I had too many issues with pests. I did have one case of thrips, but I think it was just maybe one of those leaves that had larvae embedded in them already when I moved. So it was maybe like a one-off or a two-off sort of situation. But other than that, my plants have been growing really well. So I hope you do enjoy this video. So I want to tell you the conditions of my place right now. It's actually at 24 degrees with a humidity of 35. It's quite dry. I do have to water all my plants every 3 days. And they do look quite thirsty, especially my crystallinum right there. The leaves usually don't stand up that tall if it's not hydrated. Like, it will actually droop from like here down to here. So yeah, I have to water every 3 days in the winter time. In the summertime, it's pretty forgiving. I've actually pushed it to 1 watering per week. But yeah, it is what it is. I want to keep it warm. I think having it warm is better than not. But those are my conditions, my growing conditions on my shelf. Okay, so the first plant I want to talk about is my Alocasia Frydek. This is my mother plant. It's my first Alocasia that I pretty much purchased other than the black velvet. I was always very apprehensive about it because of the way how they drop leaves when they're young, but actually this Frydek has not really given me any grief at all. It doesn't have a whole lot of, it's not a high variegated plant, but it did produce a couple of corms for me, which I did grow. I sold some of the smaller ones, and I did keep one for myself. This one here is one of the pups. It's got great genes. Like, look at this one. The newest leaf is an all white one. Got a little bit of green, thankfully. And excuse my nail, I need to fix it. But yeah, this is the pup. Oh yeah, and the size of this thing is getting beefy. So hopefully this new growth here has a little bit of variegation on it. Another pup that I have here, it's got very, very, very low variegation on it. Like, almost none. This new leaf here has none. There is a new growth on it, but I don't know yet. I do want to sell this one. The reason why I hung on to this one was because I needed to know if it's still pushing out green leaves with some variegation or just like straight up green, because I didn't know that Frydeks can actually revert back to the green form. But yeah, these are my Frydeks that I wanted to show you. Also wanted to show you the root system in this. Like, look at how crazy it is. I just watered this thing yesterday and it's like I filled it up here, and now it's like it's drunk it all up, drank it all up, slurped it up. So yeah, I don't think I will be repotting this just yet. I'm just gonna hold back because alocasias do like to be a little bit more root bound. Okay, so the next plant is my Japanese global green, I think? No, Japanese global pothos, I think. So how I got my hands on this one is that I traded a variegated Zebrina alocasia, and I got the smallest mid-cutting as a trade, and so I actually grew it. It was so small, the cutting, it was maybe the size of this leaf here. Oh my gosh, my nail. Let me use my other hand. Yes, it was about this size, mid-cutting, and it took a while for it to grow something, and so I've been propagating it, cutting it, and so now I have like a bushier plant. These are quite expensive for even a cutting, so I actually haven't sold any yet. I'm just kind of, you know, it's one of those things when you propagate something and you're like, I can't let this go. Like I actually just put it all together in, it's in pond right now. I recently transplanted it in here, so you don't really see too much roots going on, but it's been doing well. But yeah, my Japanese pothos. Alright, so I made a video on my Mandela that I had repotted, and so this is actually what it looks like now. It's grown significantly, I think. The leaves are starting to get quite big, so I'm pretty happy that I did switch it to a bigger pole and just combined all my pothos together. So yeah, it's just so beautiful. I love like the more mature leaves with more of like, I don't know, do you call this sectoral variegation? As to maybe something more juvenile. They look like this. It's like more splashy. And yeah, I just, oh, so nice. I have one down here too. I did snap off a cutting here, and I think it's like fully reverted back to green. So I actually cut it again at, let me see if I can find it here. Oh yes, I tried to actually remove this entire stem, but as you can see, it's grown into the moss pole here. So I actually just snipped it again. Oh my gosh, my nails. I should have done my nails again before I filmed this. So you can actually see a new growth point. The node is growing, so hopefully it's more variegated, because I honestly didn't want this to be green. But it looks like it's just going to be continuing to grow green. Not a huge problem because it'll just kind of blend into this big bad boy here. But this is my growing, thriving Mandela Pothos. It's huge. But yeah, that's my pothos. And so this is my Monstera albo Ferragata. I first got this as a top cutting. I still have the leaves. Let me see if I can show you here. So this is one of its leaves, and the second one is down here somewhere. If I can, I cannot. Oh, right there. It's grown quite a bit. However, it did lose its fenestrations. I was told that they do lose their fenestration if it's not getting enough light. I switched it to my window. I am southwest facing. This is the newest leaf that came out about a week ago. It's still hardening, as you can see, and the color of it is just, it's so beautiful. But yeah, no fenestrations. So I don't know. I've even gotten it up on like a lazy pole, so I'm not really sure what the deal is. My next one here is the Thai Constellation. It's been pretty good. It's actually given me 3 leaves this year. I have a new leaf coming in actually. I have to show you the root system after. It is large. So it does have fenestrations, which I'm very happy. And so I'm going to show you the root. Kind of hard to see because it's kind of brownish now, but look at the size of this thing. It is the size of my pinky. It scared me when I turned it over, but I did put some great white mycorrhizae in there, so I don't know if that is the whole reason of it, but I've been trying to turn the root back down because it's been growing upwards up this pole, and I'm like, no. But it looks like it's doing well. I'm quite scared of overwatering this plant because I heard that Thais are very notorious for the root rot. But let's see, let's take a look at what it looks like now. doing well. I probably should stop watering this plant because it looks quite wet. But my place is very dry. We like to blast the heat, and our heat is at like 25 degrees, so things dry out quite quickly. I have to water every 3 days. So yeah, that's the Thai constellation. Next plant is my Ficus Triangularis Variegata, and this plant has made such a comeback. I'm gonna try to put on a picture somewhere here, and honestly I almost gave up on this plant, but it's been growing so well for me. It doesn't drop too many leaves. It's in a place where it doesn't have too much draft. It is by my balcony door, however I don't really go out on the balcony, nor do I open the windows because I'm scared of thrips. Yeah, so this is what it looks like. It's so bushy. I freaking love it. I do keep it here where all my other Monsteras are. It gets the sunset, it gets the daytime light, and also I do water this quite frequently. In the summertime, I did water it about the same, like every 3 to 4 days, and because it is dry right now in the condo, I am watering it when I water my other plants. Next, I have this weird looking thing. This is actually a Plumeria that I brought back from Hawaii. They do sell stem cuttings. Pro tip, do not get it from the souvenir stores. You can actually get this. Actually, I got this from ABC. I guess it's kind of a souvenir store, but don't get it at like the big ones like a Dole Plantation or whatnot. Sometimes you can find these at Walmart, but I found this at the ABC store. It was, I think, how much did I pay for this? Like $6? Yeah, so it took a really long time. It took about 3 months before it actually started developing any roots. It's rooting quite well. This is in a sandy mix soil. I have some leca on the bottom just for some extra drainage. Now I don't know if all these roots is just the one cutting here, because this one here is looking quite dry. I didn't pull it out. It's still alive. I thought I saw some leaf growth a couple days ago, but it looks like it's turned to crisp now, so I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully it survives. However, the other one is thriving. Like, look at this leaf. It's so beautiful. So I can't wait to have this plant grow, but I will see in the summer. Thankfully it's quite warm in here, so I think it's loving it. This is a sad looking banana plant. Oh my gosh, it's not coming to me, the name. Oh, Musa. So I have a picture here. This is when I first bought it. I really wish I'd made a video then because it was absolutely gorgeous. I knew this would happen, so I actually removed a lot of its leaves just to preserve more energy to produce roots. And so I know no knowledge about the Musa. I just got it. That's like me with every other plant. Luckily this one here is surviving the new growth. I didn't know Musas come with, like, how they're propagated is by pups. So look how giant this is. Like, it's huge. I just watered all my plants so they do look a little wet. There was one root, so I rooted it in moss and then I transferred it in a super airy mix here. I do kind of dig it up sometimes, like I'll, you know, kind of, ow, something hurt. I do dig it up, but yeah, it doesn't seem like there is any sign of rot, so I'm just gonna leave this alone. Hopefully in the summertime it's gonna grow nice and big for me. But it's in the same area as my Monsteras and everything. I just kind of like tuck it in behind here. This is my variegated corner, as you see. Next one here is my Scindapsus Exotica. I am very surprised at the size of this thing. It's currently in a wally grow. It's growing in soil. It did start to get quite a bit of runners down near the bottom, so I actually chopped it quite a bit. You can see that I've chopped it here. Usually I'll leave it if it has like a long internode here, because this one has a new leaf coming in. But almost like every vine I've chopped it. I'm pretty aggressive with chopping it because yeah, I don't vibe with those runners. Like even this is a little too long. So I don't know. But every time I do chop it, oh, this one's growing here, it does give me a really big leaf. Like look at the size of this thing. It's the size of my hand. It's huge. But I really do enjoy this plant. And yeah, so that is my Exotica. Next, I wanted to show you my desert rose plant, Adenium. I got a variegated one I know I should have gotten like a regular one because I know nothing about this plant either. I just did a quick reading, but I got this plant just to be kind of keeping like in memory for my grandpa. I did learn this year that this was a plant that he enjoyed planting and he had lots of them, so I just got one, so it's kind of like a little piece of him for me to remember, I guess. Okay, so this is the Hoya Clementi Aurum. Yes, Hoya Clementi Aurum. It was imported by me in the summertime. I think about August. No, before August. The leaves are ginormous. It's so like, as Charmaine and Alice call it, like dumpster looking. It's great. This is the only leaf, I think it was the newest. I got this when I first got this. It was the newest leaf that came out and hardened, but these ones are like, it's thick, but this one is much softer and pliable. It hasn't done anything for me. It hasn't grown, so I don't know, but it's still alive. Just no growth updates on this one here. All right, next is my shelf of Philodendron SP Colombias. I have two of them. I have one that's kind of tucked away in here. This one I got from North Shore Tropicals from Lauren when it first came out. It's pretty dark in color. It's like being squished back here. It is having a new growth here. But this one is the green one. It's a little silvery, I guess, but very deep in color. And this one here I imported, I think last year. It's lighter in color, but it's got more of that silvery sort of look. And I actually really like it. I did transfer it into a longer planter so that it can just kind of crawl along. I don't know if I want to chop it. There is a root that has grown right there, but we'll see. Like, it's thriving in here. I don't want to disturb it. I have like this trauma with moving my philodendrons into ponds, so that's the only reason why it's still in moss. All of my gloriosums are in moss as well, but they just do so well. Like, I don't do anything with them and they're just like giant. Like, it's crazy. So I don't know what's going on with this leaf. This is a gloriosum, by the way. I think it's some like fungal activity going on, but all the other leaves look okay. Anyways, this is my SP Columbia. Speaking about gloriosums, this is my other gloriosum that's in my other room. It's quite big, and this is for size reference. I've had a bigger gloriosum that is now in the afterlife because I tried to transplant it into pond and it just hated it. It rotted. Yeah, the trauma, which is the whole reason why all my philodendrons, especially the ones that I like, are still in moss. I'm just too scared to make that transition again. Yeah, so pretty much it's in sphagnum moss. I got some leca in there, and I have giant size asteroid, size perlite, and a little bit of orchid bark. and that's pretty much how it's growing for me. It's so easy to grow, really forgiving as well. So if you're looking for an easy plant to take care of, I highly recommend the Philodendron Gloriosa. Next here is my Anthurium Luxurians. Oh, I got this one from Equigenera. This is the leaf that was grown in my care. It's absolutely gorgeous. And it's so big. I bought a small size and I got like such a big plant. It's crazy. And so yeah, this is the only leaf that it's given me. I think possibly there's something going on, but I have to do a little bit more inspection here. And this is my King of Spades, a little dirty. I got this from Indonesia in the summertime, same time as my Clementi Aurum. It hasn't given me a new leaf, but it's on its way. It's happening. I just repotted it into a bigger pot with pond just because the roots were like growing out of it. I should have taken a picture of it. But it looks it's very nice and velvety, and hopefully the new growth will be even more amazing. Next plant is the Anthurium green Mamba. I got this as a gift from Plumeria. Thank you, Plumeria. It's so cute. Like, I don't know, I didn't think I would like this plant, but when I saw it, it's like absolutely adorable. It is in pond. It's pushing out a new leaf. So yeah, I don't know what to say about this plant other than how cute it is. The last plant I want to show you is my Philodendron Sodoroy that I got from Jing. This was a small, I think it was like a 2-leaf cutting, mid-cutting, I forget. But I put it up on a pole. It seems quite happy. It's grown into the pole actually. So you can see that. And there's a new leaf on its way. It's so cute. Like, I love the silveriness of it. And I just hope that the leaves will beef up a little bit. You can see it's kind of big on the bottom and then it just got a little bit smaller. I don't know if it's from me moving it to pond, but that is the Sodoroy. The pole I got from North Shore Tropicals, I actually really like them. The holes are quite big and it's really easy to water. I actually water from the top here to get the moss moisturized. And then it'll just kind of drain down into my pond here. And that is my Sodoroy. One last thing I want to show actually is my ping. These have grown so big for me. They were tiny when I got them. So these two, I actually don't remember their names anymore because I have, I think, 3 different varieties. And so obviously the big one has overtaken the small ones. I love the small ones too, and this is actually my first time seeing it at this angle. It's awesome. These smaller ones were propagations, and so it looks like they're doing quite well. It's just in leca, and the leca has now started to grow some moss on them, so I like it. I like how it's kind of swampy. It's got this like swampy look. And obviously this has a new flower which has been burnt by microlight. But isn't that cute? It's the cutest thing ever. I just want to do a close-up of the sticky dews from these pings that the gnats get stuck on. But isn't that crazy? It's so cool. Like, it's so neat. I swear, this is the last one. So these are my Anthurium Ace of Spades that I got from Plumeria. They were seeds, and so I was able to germinate. How many do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I was able to germinate 9 out of the 20 seeds that I had. I'm not sure if usually that's the ratio of germinating these successfully. I did buy 10 dorayakis and none of them survived, so these are the surviving ones. Aren't they so adorable? This one is going to be a freaking monster. Look at that. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. This one is just a random one. It's a Syngonium. It was given to me by Planteria. Again, thank you, Planteria. It was labeled as a Syngonium green Felix. I tried to Google that and I couldn't find anything. So if someone knows what the name of this one is, please do let me know, because I don't know and I would like to know, because every single leaf just looks so different. Like this one's like an all white one. Maybe it's a regular Syngonium, I don't know. So if you know, please let me know. So this concludes my December favorites and plant growth updates. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any requests, please feel free to leave it down in the comment box below. I certainly have a little bit more time now, so I can definitely make those videos happen. And yeah, thank you once again, and I really do wish that you have a very Merry Christmas and an awesome Happy New Year. And make sure you eat lots, go enjoy time with family and friends, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you and happy holidays.